All right, the lighting was pretty bad yesterday in the Rushmore, so I am laying out the samples for you to take a look compared to the wood and also a bright white of the cabinet. Here is the range of the colors that I'm thinking for the great room and probably the hallway too. So starting off on the very lightest side, we've got Drift of Mist and then light pewters. I'm pretty sure that once these go up on the wall, they're gonna look like white because they're so light. So if you want that whiter look, then I think we should go with one of those two. If you want something a little bit darker and contrasting of the white cabinetry and the backsplash that's also white, I would suggest either the Agreeable Gray, which is here on the end, or the Revere Pewter. It does look pretty dark, but because the walls are so tall and you have so much natural lighting in that room, I think that they're going to end up looking a lot lighter than these paint swatches here. So I would suggest going with one of those. If the Revere Pewter you think is too dark, then I say we go with the Agreeable Gray. And I think the Revere Pewter would be really pretty on in the bedrooms or the home office or the man cave. Again, that you do have tall walls, so it is going to show up lighter than this paint swatch is, but it's a really pretty gray that has more of a warm tone to it than your typical gray. Here are the options for both bathrooms since we're using the same tile in both bathrooms. I would suggest that we go with something a little bit lighter like the Drift of Mist, so it still has a little bit of a gray tint to it, but the classic gray I think will just read pretty white. If you look at the this tone here compared to this white, it's just a little bit different. I like that this one shows up a little bit more gray than the white of the vanities, and it goes great with the tile as well. We could go a little bit darker. I probably wouldn't go with the Revere Pewter, maybe do Agreeable Gray, but it just also depends on what we're gonna do in the main living space, because if you go with Agreeable Gray in that main living area, I would say let's do something a little bit different in the bathroom. So I'm leaning towards Agreeable Gray in the great room area, Drift of Mist in the bathrooms, and then maybe Revere Pewter in the bedrooms and the office. Here's a video from yesterday showing you the paint samples up against the post to get an idea of color in comparison to the post and beam color. So that we've got the two lighter ones up on the top. You have really tall walls, lots of natural light. So whatever goes on the walls is going to end up showing up lighter than these samples. So the two on the top will most likely look white to you once they're painted on the walls. There's November Rain and then Schoolhouse White. The next one below is Agreeable Gray, which is my favorite out of all of these because it's a little bit warmer. Then the one in the corner, that is Repost Gray, but it's very close to Revere Pewter.